If you're a business owner, you probably know that you need to get more views. Views from the right people. If you want to get more sales, you got to get more views. If you want to get better quality leads in the door for your setters and your sales team, you need more views. If you want your paid ads to cost less, Meta actually will charge you less if you have good content, you need more views. So if you give me a couple minutes, I'll tell you exactly what you need to be doing, and it'll be 3 things that you need to be doing to get 1 to 10 million views per month of the right people. Big emphasis on the right people. And super quick, why you should even listen to me in the first place. My name's Connor. I've been doing social media for over 10 years. I get about 250 million views every single month. I actually have 2 billion minutes watched on my YouTube channel alone. I have multiple public collaborations with Meta, and I speak to people on their team all the time, as well as other people doing billions of views a month to always make sure I know what's most effective, right? If you're a business owner and you're watching this, you probably are either know that social media is important, but you're not doing it, or you know social media is important, you are posting, but you're getting 3 likes per post. You're getting 50 people watching. And you're probably thinking to yourself, is the time, effort, and resources I'm spending on this, am I getting a return on this? The hard truth about social media is if you put in the time and the effort, but you're not doing it correctly, you don't have good videos, you don't have a strategy, you don't know how to interpret your data and iterate, you don't know the most effective tactics available at the moment, it might actually not be worth your time. It might actually not be worth whatever you're spending currently through time, resources, doing it. However, if you do it correctly, well, totally different story. I actually recently had a client who had to turn off their paid ads because their organic social was doing so well. They're spending all this money on paid ads, had a really high cost to acquire, and they had to turn that off because their leads were full. They're building a system to be able to take some more people on. But if you do organic social correctly, and you post on social media correctly, it's the difference between completely wasting your time and potentially having to turn off your other lead acquisition systems because you just can't handle all the business, right? So if you are a business owner and you're watching this, I want you to pay attention to these next 3 things as they are crucial to make sure that you're not wasting your time. If you want to begin, you can actually jump into it and not feel as if you have to learn everything. And if you're already posting, you really need to pay attention, especially if you're not getting the results that you want. The first thing might seem relatively obvious to some of you, but to some of you, you aren't even doing it to the level that you should. And for some people, this is completely new. The first thing is your content should be short form, video focused, and you should be posting on all the 5 major platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Short videos, you make 1 short video and you post it across all 5 platforms. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. LinkedIn has all the business owners and the decision makers. Instagram is one of the fastest growing platforms for the older demographics, as well as one of the best for conversion. Facebook has something like 2 billion daily active users on it, and they are rapidly promoting organic content. And then TikTok has a bunch of users. Even if, right, your number 1 demographic might not be number 1 on TikTok, doesn't mean that some of them don't use it. And if you've already made the effort to make the video, you might as well post it on there as well. I think the biggest thing the mistake that they make is, 1, they're not posting short form videos. If you want to get natural distribution, every single one of these the big 5, they all are promoting for free short form videos aggressively. They're not necessarily doing this for image posts. They're definitely not doing it for text posts, but they will do it for short form. If you make 1 good video, you can now post it across all 5 platforms and have a good opportunity to reach the right people. Because if you make a video, and we'll talk about this in part 2, that is made for your ICP, that is made for your potential customer, and you provide value for them and for them only, these algorithms are smart. And what they want to do is match the right video with the right person. I could go into why. There's a whole thing about session duration. There's a lot of math behind it. I actually graduated college with a math degree. Most people don't think of that when they think of social media, but you got to be a little sharp quantitatively to do pretty well, especially to do well again and again. But to circle back, the important thing is that if you make a good video for the right person, the algorithms are incentivized to go find that person for you. You don't have to throw money in paid ads and try to figure out the data set and post all these different iterations. You can just make content, but only if you do it correctly. The second important thing to note is value first reels. I think too many people think, oh man, social media, I gotta do a viral trend. Do not do a viral trend. There's no reason for you to do it. You gotta think about value first on this content. You gotta think about what is going to be valuable to your ICP. I'll give you a couple examples. Financial advisor client we work with talks about the market, gives his perspective. We have a lawyer client, works at a law firm, gives perspective on different cases, high level advice, right? There's a chiropractor that we work with. They're gonna go through all the common things that their patients might feel that might need to, before they come to get an adjustment. So if you're feeling this way, super, tight neck or stiff something, like what are things you can do at home? Value that someone can take so you can build that relationship. But an important point here is that people sometimes forget about top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel content. You might think about top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel with your whole funnel, your whole sales cycle, right? You might be like, all right, content's top of funnel, then I'll run retargeting ads to be middle of funnel, send them to a quiz funnel, and then convert. You also got to think about top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel with content too. What content can you make that's going to go the widest, still within your target demo? No reason for you to go viral for no reasons. But then also, what content can you make that is going to intentionally get the least number of views? Because it's the most value packed and the most nurturing of the content you've already made. That is extremely important. And then the final part is a certain level of, you've probably heard this a million times and you might even get a little bit upset that I'm gonna say this, but consistency and more importantly, systems. I can't tell you how many times that I've hopped in a call with a business owner. I've given them a free audit of what they should do. I love doing complimentary audits. If I can give value out there and ask for nothing and just let you know what my company can do, that's the best. I enjoy doing that, right? It's what you should do with content. I do one-on-one as well. So if you run a business and you're doing anywhere from $1 to $10 million per year, if not more, you have a good sales system, you have a good product, and you have a good company, but you're looking to accelerate what you're doing, I'm gonna leave a link to my Calendly down below, but please only do this if your business is 1 to 10 million plus and you already have a good sales system, good funnel, good product, good service. And what I'll do in that call is I'll give you a complimentary audit, right? I can tell you a bit more about what I can do on top of it, but I'm just gonna give you some free value. But only do that if you apply. Anyways, I've hopped on so many calls, going back to systems, number 3. I've hopped on so many calls and given people really good structure, and they do it for a week. And they start to see those results, but then something happens in their business. Something important comes up. And they didn't have the systems in place, right? They weren't filming on this day. They weren't coming up with the scripts. They didn't have someone coming up with the scripts for them, editing, filming, posting. Social media is absolutely something you can do yourself. You could do that, right? But the other important thing about social media is it's compounding over time. Man, I think I'm losing my voice, so maybe that's a sign I should wrap this up. But social media is compounding over time. If you don't have a good system in place, you will fall off the wagon, almost like going to the gym. You go every single day and then something comes up, so you skip a day. And then something comes up the next day and you skip the second day. And before you know it, you haven't gone back to the gym for 2 weeks, then 2 months, then a year. It's the same thing with social media. Social media, if done correctly, can be one of the best things that you can do. You can get more top of funnel sales. Your paid ads will perform better. Talk to anyone big in paid ads. They'll tell you. If you have good organic, your paid ads will be better. Lower CPMs, higher ROAS. You can also take this organic content, the stuff that does the best, and run it as paid ads. I actually had a client, they didn't tell me that they did this until afterwards. But they took all of our content that we made for them, ran it as paid ads. It was actually the highest performing paid ads they've ever ran. And they were running a lot of ads. In addition, if you're doing outbound, LinkedIn outbound, for example, if you have good content, you'll have a higher book to call rate. If you meet someone at an event and they go to your page, instead of just saying like your website being like, oh, cool, they give you a follow and they get bits of value from you every single day when they log in. What do you think the conversion of book into that second call is going to be? What do you think about the pre-selling throughout the cycle? This is what social media can do for you if you do it correctly, but you need to have a system in place. So if you're a business owner, 1 to 10 million plus, and especially if you were in the services businesses, I mean, we work with a wide range, such as, some startup companies, some B2B companies, financial advisors, lawyers, realtors, coaches, the list goes on. Assisted living facility company is the recent one we took on, right? We actually just took on a biotech company that's trying to get their message across. I have a wide range I've done. If you are the owner and or the CMO or decision maker of one of those companies and you want a complimentary audit, and I actually mean I'll give you specific things you can do, click the Calendly link down below, but only do it if you qualify, because I won't take the call if I look through and you don't qualify. It's nothing against you. I have plenty of free trainings. You should follow me regardless if you are getting up to that point. But we can hop on a call and I can tell you more than these 3 things. I can give you the specifics. What content should you do? What are you currently doing that isn't working? How can you use special tools like trial reels, Facebook strategies, everything across the board that's helped me personally get from 0 to 250 million views a month, and also help my average client, the average one, go from 0 to 1 million views in 60 days across platforms. I'll tell you all that. I'll give it to you, because I also know that if you implement it, it's going to work so well, you're going to want to work my company anyways. So it's not completely for free. It is for free. I have an incentive to do it, but you actually get valuable, tangible, actionable advice for free. So click the Calendly link down below, but only if you qualify.